Morning all. It's Tuesday I've forgotten already, hang on. It's 7:44 on Tuesday the 30th of April. And there's a car coming. Had a sort of Range Rover-y, I'm about to go to the National Trust farm and unlock the gate look about them. That's right. Well, because that guy opens in 15 minutes. So yesterday was quite exciting. Looks like I made the right call about not camping in the National Trust place. Relatively relaxed, relatively rested. I never sleep well in tents. I've got a bed body, I think, not a sleeping bag body. That's okay. I've got a blister on that foot, that one there, under the front part, the ball. I don't know. Which is all right. It's not painful, but I don't know. Either because I walked much further than I've been doing on my day trips all of a sudden, or the bag's heavier than usual. I don't know. It's all right. I've had worse. Walk it off. So today I'm trekking back to the road to rejoin the main road and then head onwards towards Mersea Island. Should be there in about 2 or 3 hours, I expect. In time for shops and things to be open and me to get proper breakfast. That's the plan. Hopefully a coffee as well. I could really use one. Caught the sun a bit yesterday because I thought I'd get away with a single day in April without sunblock. Turns out I was wrong, but then generally I'd only expose my arm and forearms normally in my head, so sun can't get the rest of me. This is day 3 then out of plan 6. Coming up on the halfway mark. Be a change of clothes tonight. So tonight I'm trying to aim for somewhere on the north side of Mersea, just before you come back off Mersea, and try and drop the bag there somewhere. But I forgot what I was going to say. It's gone. It's the walking and the talking. It's quite tricky to do both at the same time. Very clay detour yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be doing 16 today. But the traipsing about last night after not stopping where I was going to stop probably added another 4 or so to yesterday. So I've probably done 16 yesterday, and I've probably cut a few off for today, although coming up and down this road is essentially a dead end, so wasted mileage. But probably shaved 2 off of today anyway, and we'll see how we go. I mean, I might end up getting to the point again with way too much time on my hands and forging on, who knows, we'll see. I have to be a bit careful with my staging, otherwise I'll end up trying to wild camp in the centre of Colchester, which is, going to be tricky. I guess if that actually happens, I'll probably end up in a B&B or a hotel or something, but we'll see. So far so good. Colossal amount of condensation on the tent again. I mean, I had the sort of gauze flap thing open like you're supposed to, but I don't know, I think it was quite clear skies last night, so that doesn't help, and I tend to exhale water vapour, so there it is. I can dry it all off when I get home again. But yeah, priority today, I don't know, this is because it's 7:48 in the morning. I'm hoping I'm going to get a good go along this road without getting run over, but I suppose people going to work as well. Can't really win. It's quite an unpleasant road. Been doing a lot of that in Essex, along the so-called coast path. A lot of traipsing along dangerous roads with no pavements. I suppose that's what needs doing. And you want someone to Mersea, the path resumes, and I shouldn't need to be traipsing along main roads again any further, so just have to survive this next hour or two. Right. And I have to say, there's soil around here. I ended up trekking across a footpath that went across the middle of a ploughed field. I hate those. And picked up a lot of mud on my shoes, my boots. Took a considerable amount of scraping this morning. It was a really high density clay that had somehow managed to sort of form a kind of fibrous amalgam with a whole load of old straw and reeds and stuff, and made a really effective wattle and daub platform heel arrangement, which I wasn't finding useful for hiking. I had to stop for a couple of minutes just now to scrape away at it with a stick. I'm not sure I've got it all off. Alright, anyway, I'm going to Mersea on down to the road, and then let's put some sunblock on at some point. There it is up ahead. And probably don't want to be having the camera out for this bit. Alright, so yeah, here we go again, another day. That's the plough at Peldon, closed. That's alright, there's a bench here. 2000, bench of the millennium. Oh, 2000, that was a long time ago. In the before times. Before Brexit, before COVID. Before the London Olympics. Another one of those. They're very big into the lest we forget silhouettes in this part of the world, I've noticed. Right, got the slather up before that goes all lobstery. A bit of a 10-minute rest. I was in Brighton for the year 2000. I was on the beach with some friends watching all the fireworks. Good night out. Right, yeah, so just not much more to report really. Sit for a bit, trudge on some more. Eventually we'll be at Mersea. It's the Peldon Rose. Lovely looking pub there. Charming little garden, also closed. Can't even see a garden tap anywhere. Got not much water left, there's probably about a quarter of that one left, so I need to be careful as I push on to Mersea that way. I'm going to do a bit of map work in a minute, find out how far away that's likely to be. I think I'll be alright. Still, oh, it's mostly garden now, yeah. Blimey. Good. A busy old road there, just come from that way, going down that way next. Yeah, just trudge, dive in the hedge, trudge, you know. Not much pavements around here. What are we doing? It's 8:49. Shops should be opening soon. Trouble is, the nearest shop is Mersea, so there's probably about 3 miles to go probably before I can find something to eat or drink. I don't know, I'll measure up in a minute. Made some good progress along there though. I mean, something you like about trudging along roads, it gets the miles covered. Clouding over a bit. Difficult, just have to put the suntan stuff on. Still, that high haze will fry me just as good as a direct sun, so I'm not worried. All I worry about is heavy rain or very strong winds, and neither of those coming. I think there might be a little bit of splattering on Thursday or something, but too worried. Tent's good for it. You get wetter inside that tent on a clear sunny day, you know, the condensation. To work out what to do about that. I don't think there's much you can do. I've opened all the vents. I could open the gauze door thing all the way, just so that the inner door's just gauze instead of a door. Might help. That's going to make me a bit colder though, but obviously being warmer than the outside and then exhaling in that warm environment is what causes condensation. So cold exterior of the canvas, warm on the inside. Yeah, condensation. Just have to shake it out each morning, pack it up wet, and just yeah, give it a long protracted drying session at home before I pack it away for the next season. Right, let's get the map stuff going. Alright, well, here's the Strood Causeway. I think in some distant future time the England Coast Path will come along past that gate and join the road here, and then turns left a little bit further down. For now, I'm trying to cross. I don't know why there's all these cars queuing to get this way, unless it's like a roundabout or something. Looks like hazard, lights, no idea. Anyway, somewhere over there I camped. Somewhere far over there is Tollsbury. Might even be able to still see the bloody light ship thing. Anyway, that caravan park, I need to cross this death trap here to get to the other side, which apparently floods in high tides. Oh, there's traffic lights. Okay, if it works going on it. I don't know, we'll see when we get closer. I need to cross that and then follow the shore path round past those caravans on the end, and then I'll start seeing shops and things, cafes hopefully, and then I shall have an extended lengthy breakfast stop and hopefully replenish my water as well. Doing well though. 9:07. I mean, yeah, this is all rush hour traffic, so hey ho. Let's try and get across here in one piece. Now, welcome to Mersea. I'd only ever heard of the river in Liverpool. But here we are, this is a Sheppey Island, Canvey Island type of arrangement. The causeway there. There's a causeway, it's not a bridge. Can't get any marine traffic underneath that. This is a one-way cul-de-sac. Still has navigation markers. I guess people might sail up here and back now and then. A few little boats further down. Yeah, causeway had a pavement along the side, so that was nice. I didn't die. Hey! So yeah, the plan at the moment is to just keep following, in a way, I'm essentially on the coast path again. So this is that big fuzzy yellow shaded section 30 something or other. I'll get the paper out later. But here's a perfectly good piece of path. And as I'm given to believe from OpenStreetMap Reader that, say for a small chunk on the south face where it's collapsed into the sea, there is a continuous path all the way around back to the causeway on the other side. So my plan then is, well, obviously get to West Mersea, which is just over there, over that hill I think, find a cafe, have a lot of drinks, find a shop, top the water up, and maybe buy some more snacks to stuff in the bag somewhere, and then carry on around the far side, all the way around and round and back, and should find myself, don't know, somewhere along the north coast, the other side of the causeway before we reach the causeway. I'll look for somewhere to drop the bag. Today would have been 16 miles, but I think I did about 3 or 4 at the end of yesterday, so this could be another 12 mile. I don't know if, we'll see how I feel when I get to where I intend to stop, whether I'm going to push on further. But it starts to mess with my planning and staging and stuff. I don't know, we'll see. I think if I could just take longer lunch breaks today, and there are cafes and things and shops aplenty on this island, certainly on the western end anyway. On the eastern end is a bit more remote and wild, but yeah, certainly good opportunities to stock up. I got like 2 mouthfuls of water left, even with the 3 litres as well, with the three bottles. I knew this would be trouble. I knew Tollsbury, you can still see Tollsbury in the distance there. Tollsbury would be the last place I'd be able to get anything shop-wise. It's a long way around. Past 2 pubs that have been closed this morning. So yeah. Just gonna find myself a cafe now around the corner. There's bound to be something open. I criticise dogs and dog walkers a lot, but without them, half the cafes I find on my travels wouldn't exist at all. Because let's face it, I am one customer who's going to turn up once, admittedly spend a lot, but then disappear and never come back this way again. Whereas someone who goes out every morning with the dog and has a cup of coffee, that's your bread and butter. So yeah, a lot of this infrastructure wouldn't exist if it weren't for people going out to walk their dogs. Hey ho. Right. I'm really building myself up now. There's something open there. I saw quite a lot of different cafes on the map, so it's bound to be something that will meet my needs. Success. I'm the first customer. The rest of the staff are in there busy learning how to operate the orange squeezer machine, I think, or the ice cream machine. Couldn't tell. But all day breakfast on its way. And I've got a brand new Magnum to try out too. New Magnum just dropped. Love it. Oh, and that is a toilet block as well, which I can go and use extensively after my rest. And then there'll be other shops further around. I can top the water up. But yeah, happy Tim. I'm going to be here at least an hour. I think I can definitely spare that much. Good. So we're on the move again. You can just sort of see Tollsbury through there, through the boats and stuff. But look, there's Bradwell, and there's the sea. Finally, a new view. Finally, we're done with the Blackwater estuary, more or less. Go that way a bit more and get a better view of it all. That barge for sale, 36,000. Not sure which one it is, the left or the right. Alternative semi-off-grid living? I don't know. Right, heading this way. The blister's slowing me a bit, but it's got that walk it off feel to it. I know I've had these before. This is just me not doing heavy bag work for a very long time. Feet have gotten soft. That's okay. Plenty of time to rest up. Next week. Might be driving to work for a few days after I get back. Local interesting thing. This is the site of St Peter's Well, reconstructed true to the original as a tribute to a lost way of village life. For over 1,000 years, this well was one of the main sources of fresh water for West Mersea and never been known to run dry. Lost village life. Yeah. Small parky bit. I mean, most of what I'm going to have to do in this West Mersea part is all quite a lot of in-village roads, actually, because there's actually restricted shoreline access through a number of properties along the seafront. So, but I will get to the seafront promenade proper soon, so that'll be good. Anyway, I need to go into West Mersea Centre as well to get some bits and pieces from shops. So that's what I'll be looking for next. We'll work out where all this goes. Alright. Got lost again, surely. Sort of big ship with red sails, lugger, something. Power station still in the background. And look, here we are, this is me back on the coast again. Big inland detour up there, along some very affluent suburbia. Esplanade. I do like that word. Alright, let's try and find it. WC would be good too. Up here. West Mersea Beach. Yeah, weird world of beach huttery. Very popular around here. Past this to go in through that little holiday park there, which I shall do in a minute, but quite glad that I don't have to actually go on the sand. See, my concern is certainly on the south side from satellite imagery. It does look like the path along the south edge of Mersea Island does just go along the beach sometimes. And at one point does just literally ford across a small river outlet, so a bit like the but much smaller. And I'm just not in the mood for wading across the water. The problem is I've got way too much to lose from falling in the sea at the moment. I mean, that lot's all in bags. There's carrier bags wrapping everything inside, but still got to coat everything in salt and take ages to dry anyway. So I'm a bit hesitant about beach and tidal shortcuts. I start to understand why the ECP in Mersea is all yellow hatching, don't know what we're going to do type thing. So I'm going to have to just use the bits of path that are suitable and then use inland detours where not. I think the north side's a bit more seawall and off you go sort of thing, but this seems to be an actual beach. There goes Tollsbury in the background. We were there yesterday, probably for lunch, yeah. And it's 12 now, so yeah, it was about 2 hours ago yesterday, so yeah, 26 hours ago I was sitting in there churchyard munching away. There's the Brandwell power station. What was that? That must have been like November when I was walking past there on my day trips. That's St Peter's Chapel on the end there, and the Athona religious retreat thing, some sort of Christian seminary or something, I don't know. And that's the North Sea. Here we are, look, we're on a sea, we're on the seaside, facing a sea, or on a coast, finally. I mean, don't get used to this. We go down to the end of this island, then we turn back inland and do a whole load of creeks until Clacton again, so, which is about 3 days away. Assuming my foot holds up. I think it's alright. I mean, it's a sort of just grin and bear it kind of lister going on there, but it'll stop complaining after a while. Hopefully it'll just pop under its own steam. Everything I've read says not to pop them yourself, but they will just go pop eventually if you keep pressing on them, at which point there's no built-up fluid sort of causing an obstruction around your foot and making a lump. I mean, it's a prelude to further injury, I'm sure, but like I say, 3 days, I'm sure I'll be fine. Well, I know I'll be fine, I've done this before. Right. So Malden somewhere way over that way, I can't even see it now, which is always a good sign. Distressing to walk for 3 days and still see where you started. So this is the Blackwater, the end of the Blackwater, the mouth of it. Go around the corner. I mean, that might be Clacton Pier, I don't know. Let's just come back in zoom mode, back in a sec. We're a bit nearer now, so let's see what we can see. Don't know. Looks like trees to me. I don't think they build trees on piers. Maybe it's around the corner. Oh well, not worried. We'll get there. Right, let's go take a little moment, psychologically if nothing else. I'm alright for food and drink and stuff though. I've got spent the last sort of half an hour getting used to 3 extra kilos of water again. I've filled my bottles. But I had a decent meal, got some sweets in my coat pocket. Still got lots of nuts still. Well, it'd be good to actually use the nuts for a change. Last time I went on a week like this, I came back with all my nuts intact. But it's stupid carrying, you know, what essentially amounts to about 2 kilos worth of protein around and not eat it. It's an additional weight I didn't need otherwise. Yeah. Weather report says there might be a little bit of light rain in a couple of hours in this part of the area, but I'm alright for it. If anything, I brought too much weather gear really. I brought quite a lot of extra jumpers and thermal leggings and things on the assumption that it was going to be freezing this week, but it's not. It's about the same as most years. Last week at home was freezing. It was like, you know, it's a sudden cold snap that caught everyone off guard. I think I just packed based on that really, which was a bit stupid. Still, the problem with the weather is that even Met Office supercomputers can only really accurately forecast about 3 to 5 days in advance. You know, anything else is just long-term trends based on higher pressure and low pressure movements. Very subject to change. So yeah, it's all about contingency, adaptability, all that. Right, I need to cut behind there and see how far this can take me before I have to bail and go inland. Nice here though, I like what they've done with the colours. This is all part of an organised park, I think, these huts, they're all part of the same franchise or whatever, Park Dean or someone, I don't know, it's on the other side of that big bit of wood. These are a bit more ad hoc. I saw a number on one of them just now, it's at about 500 or so. 500 beach huts between here and the other end. Everyone loves a beach hut, yet they're all closed. But no one's using any. I mean, okay, it's like late April, it's probably a bit early, but I don't know, there's one. You never see them all open, you know, like just a massive row of gaiety, you know? Just 1 or 2 ever. Right, anyway, I'll have a bit of a sit and think about my life choices and then, yeah, moving on. It's an actual campsite there. But it's far too early, I've got another 7 miles to do today, I think. Right, anyway, this looks like the end of West Mersea. Out into the wilds again. It's pretty much where I belong. It's the sort of intersection of my world and theirs, that kind of place. To me it's a decadent stop where I can find food and water and stuff, and to them it's slumming it in a caravan by the seashore. I don't know. I say slumming it, some of those statics for sale there had signs of £119,000. I guess it's location. Right, this is all looking a bit nominal. Right of way on a map, and that's about it. I'll follow it. I don't mind the hard packed sand, I don't want to be down on the slick stuff though. Let's see where this ends up. It's going to slow me down a bit, but that's okay because I think I've got 7 miles to do and it's 12:30, so about 8 hours of daylight. I really don't want to get into yesterday's flap again. I mean, I flap when it comes to where do I put the tent in the evening, but let's try this way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking because of the blister has slowed me a little. I think I probably want to stick to the actual planned schedule then, rather than do a compression, rather than try and shave a day off by going too fast on all the other days. Maybe in September if I'm fit enough, hardened more. I think for this trip the whole point was to just get back in the saddle, as it were, you know, pull off a successful whole week backpack trip. So yeah, let's see how we go. this footpath, I guess, which is fine. It's probably full of ladders, now no one walks along it anymore. But I can't help noticing the tide is quite far out. I think. So I'll do some zooms. That's alright, back in a minute. Alright, what have we got? I mean, there's your problem, obviously. Sea defence is crumbling away. I think that looks traversable, frankly. Get back up on the far side. Don't know. That's that caravan park I need to get at. That's my worry, is that I won't be able to climb back up on the other side. But that's all set to go away. Mind you, there might be a vestigial footpath on the far end as well. Let's check the maps again. I'm kind of inclined to have a crack at the beach. I mean, I'm not fond of hiking on the sand, especially with the backpack, but the tide is pretty far out, so I'll certainly have time. It seems to have appeared at the right times. Yeah. Now, what's the worst of that? I'll have to double back and then trek inland and find an alternate route. It cost me another mile or two in a day in which I've already got way too much time on my hands, I guess. Alright, let's give it a look. Let's try it. Adventure and all that. Well, so far so good. It's quite firm, easy going. I'm trying to count footprints and see if I can match them going and coming back. I mean, yeah, you can see the problem. That whole bank there is just completely eroded away. And this is just going to go over into that field if nothing stops it on a big stormy day. The whole thing needs a major overhaul of its sea defences. And for a path that runs along the top of that lot, yes, I guess that is dangerous, crumbly, whatever. However, this I don't want to say half-assed because I don't really know the concepts involved in this civil engineering, but that does look like it was always going to be quite temporary. Yeah, it's just rotting away. But it looks like I've got a really clear path around the base of it, so that's no problem for me. Yeah, my main worry is, I mean, it looks clear all the way up to the next caravan park, which is essentially where the usable path resumes. My main worry is I'm going to get back up onto the path from where I end up on the beach down there. But to be honest, it's a caravan park. It should have beach access. It's going to be one of its unique selling points. So yeah, so far so good. Yeah, this isn't as bad as I thought. It's quite firm packed. It's a bit wet still, but it's not moving when I put my feet on it. That's good. So I just need to pick my way around the base of this and then look for a way back up out the other side. Yeah, this is exciting. This is coast path, all right. Yeah, look at that. It's just mud. A bit of flint in there. Is that stone? Yeah. It's just absolutely waiting to be ravaged by the next super high spring tide or whatever. Next big storm. Take a chunk off of that. And ultimately, what can you do about it? Drop a absolute metric boatload, I was going to say a rude word there, of tarmac on it. I hope it holds it, but this is clearly just being eaten away. It's significantly collapsed in the middle, which again I suppose contributes to this section of path just not being here. And presumably this is one of the reasons the ECP is all beige and nominal in here. Can't market this as an England coast path. Well, look at this, wow. Presumably this is all one level chunk, one level ramp at one point. Just a whole chunk's gone and the thing's been eaten out inside. Yeah. Makes a difficult coast path. And of course, I suspect the England coast path just does not recommend beach walking where possible, in the same way it doesn't recommend ferries. Well, because at high tide there is no path. Okay, watch my footing here. There are bits of torn off asphalt, tarmac all cast out into the sand. Yeah. What I'm learning on the coast path, particularly on the eastern coast, is that you cannot fight the sea forever. It will always win. It's just a matter of time. One day even London will be a swamp again. Was once upon a time. Oh, I could go up there, best not though. Yeah, look, they've got No access sign there. I'm going to stay on the beach until I see, well, until I get to the caravan park basically. I think that's probably where the path as such resumes. So I think we're okay. Time's looking okay. I should have probably looked up some tide times before I began this endeavour, but it seems quite far away. And if things get really hairy, I can always try and scramble up there, climb a fence or whatever. I doubt it'll catch me off guard. It's quite a long range. Yeah. Okay. I'll be pleased if I do get off at the other end though. Save me about 1.5 miles of inland detour, I think. Although, as I keep pointing out, I've got tons of hours in hand. All wrecked sea defences here. I should remember to read that sign a bit more closely, perhaps I could have worked out when this happened. At least a decade, I'd say. Presumably that was a nice promenade path on the top. You can see a section of it there. I think I have to go along here though. Sea's still quite far away. I'm not going to dawdle though. No sitting here for 10 minutes today. Yeah, there's a big old promenade at one time. Not anymore. Yeah, okay, that is coming in a bit faster than I thought at this end. Quite narrow here. Maybe I'll not dawdle too much. Not too worried if it does get too hairy down here. I'll have to just clamber across this stuff and try and work my way across to the end from this side. I think I'll be okay, but I do need to watch my feet. 2 hands job. Talk to you soon, hopefully. Right, should have expected something like this, I suppose. Gosh, that seaweed looks awfully slippery. Yeah, I think cross here carefully then. Phone in pocket, speak to you on the other side. Oh my god, I made it. A lot of crab wires across that middle section there. Forms almost bridge, although a lot of kelp on there. Very slippery. But I didn't go in, phone's not wet. Counting that as a win. Blimey, can't I just have a normal day? This isn't meant to be an action-adventure sports holiday. Right, I think I can probably climb up there somewhere. It looks like a ramp actually. It looks like there's beach access to the place you're supposed to be. So I just need to get around here and then up. Tide is still coming in as well, but it's further out here. This is all a bit higher, so I think I'm probably safe now. Good. Not seeing anyone else on the beach. Wonder why. Right, up and away, hopefully. Speak to you again soon. Oh, wow, and there we go. I mean, at very low tide, that's probably quite safe, but that was clearly not very low tide. Would not recommend. The inland track goes up along the top of that brownfield ridge line there. Which wouldn't have been that far. Oh well. All good material from my memoir, which you're kind of watching right now. Right. It's a cafe. I think I might sit down and have a restorative cup of coffee or something for a meal. There's another one up ahead, a very short one with an actual river outflow, and it looks like you go across that at low tide. I'm going to go and land around that, I think. Quit while I'm ahead. Oh, what I'm looking at over there, so there's a wind farm out there. I clearly can see that. I'll have to go back in zoom mode later, but there's a whole load of objects around it. I wonder if there are service vessels or whether that's just the pier goes out there. It looks like land connecting actually. I have no idea what I'm looking at really. But I guess if I keep walking I will find out. That's Brightling Sea on the far side, so that's like day 5 or 6 if I keep to my schedule. A lot of inland up that way first. I have to get off this island first. Let's see if this place has coffee, because I really could do with one after that madness. So I'm going to spend the time it would have taken me to do the long inland road detour sitting here and drinking coffee instead.
Hopefully soon.
I mean, adrenaline's all very well, but the come down's a bugger. This leaves you more tired than before. Also, interestingly, big Park Dean Resort show bar thing there, but I've reached the stage in my trip where I've become acclimated to the outdoors, and it was super hot and stuffy in there, so I'm sitting in the chilly garden. It's a bit of a breeze, a bit of overcast. I hope it doesn't actually rain, but if it does, well, it's not going to be heavy or prolonged, and I've got anorak, obviously, so... But yeah, it's alright, it's good temperature for me, actually. It's not cold with it, it's just, you know, cooling. I do work up a bit of a heat, which makes me go through the water if I sweat lots. So, you know, if it's cooler, I use less water generally. Alright, I'll wait for that to cool down to drinkable temperature. Drink it and move on. Alright, say goodbye to a nice concrete boulevard, promenade and such. And hello to sand dune topped, scuffed, compacted sand path, which frankly I'll take. Preferable to that. It really is coming in quite far now. So when I get to the next caravan park along, there's quite a lot of them on this island, I need to take a left and detour inland because it does actually go across a river with no bridge, like a mini and I really don't want to go socks and shoes off, you know. It's just going to harsh my buzz. So yes, and then there's a small inland detour which comes back to the coast at the country park at the end. And the country park on the end of the island, well, I mean, apart from there being a ferry that I could get to Brightlingsea from, although I might not even be running, or I might have missed it or whatever. There is wisdom in the ECP taking all the inland bridges. No worrying about having to race and catch ferries. I think the ECP does do some ferries in some parts. I think most of the ones I took on the southwest coast path are still part of the ECP now. Yeah, up ahead, inland detour to the country park at the end. Then from the end, that's where the old Tollsbury and Old Hallmarsh style sea defence dikes start again. And those are generally quite good, actually. You know, adders notwithstanding. You just clamber on top and follow it. And these seem quite well, a bit more widely well travelled than the Tollsbury marshes and so on, so probably not going to be quite such lengthy grass and such. That does mean I was planning to drop the bag somewhere along there to the north, so I might have more likelihood of discovery perhaps. Mind you, after last night I'm getting a little blasé about it all. Not that I want to take the piss or anything, obviously, but you know, two coppers rock up in a meat wagon, pull down the window and ask what you're doing, and you tell them the truth and they seem fine with it. Not sure there's much more to say, but I don't think I can probably expect that kind of cooperation every time, you know. I don't know, perhaps nobody cares and I just really work myself up into a sweat about it all, into a tizzy, and perhaps sometimes I am actually committing aggravated trespass. I don't know. I really did get a sense of we're out here looking for real criminals from them. I think they mentioned that there was some boy racers who used to go up and down that road before that gate was put in, so who knows. Anyway, so yeah, let's keep going to the next caravan park, just through the trees there, just along here. Then we'll divert in and find a side road and back down to the country park, just cutting off about 200 metres of path, frankly. At least 10 metres of which are a flowing river. Alright, the river's up ahead somewhere, but I am not even going to go look at it because I'll get ideas and it'll end badly. So I think I need to be up there, footpath. So the guy with the beekeeping gear on doing the strimming. It's EM 47, 27, something like that. It's a local footpath. Go up to the link road, I think that's by those caravans, and then follow it along and basically end up in those woods on the far side. It's really that close where I need to be, but I can't even see the river from here. I think it's all those reeds in the mid-distance, but no, like I say, I don't want to even look at it because I've got a bad record for that. So no, I'm going to force myself to take the serious and sensible route this time, which is up there, I think. I'm going to check my map. Alright, back to the main road. Although this does seem a lot quieter than the one I was marching along this morning. I don't see this very often. Double reds. Normally I've seen that in the centre of London. It's basically no stopping for any reason whatsoever. I guess there are a lot of van life people fetch up around here. Don't know. Van life always seems a bit decadent to me. I'm more of a hedge lifer. Tramp life. So yeah, I think if I follow this all the way down to the end of that one, I end up at the country park on the end of the island. Resuming my coastal bit. Then it's all the way around the back of all of this, the far side of this, onto the Stour, Stoor, I think. No, Strood, not Stour, Strood. Yes, Strood is the bisecting river that makes Mersea an island. And yeah, there's only one way on and off, which is the causeway we saw this morning. So I shall be trying to get most of the way towards that again, with a view to striking off across it early tomorrow. We'll see. I'll probably fetch up where I intended to 3 hours early or something. I'm terrible at this, I really am. You can see that, slow red squirrels. That'll be something to see, if there are. I was led to believe they were basically extinct south of about Northumberland, you know. Although Brownsea Island, various small islands, refuges, maybe Mersea Island. Yeah, I have to keep my eyes open, but of course I'm terrible at getting quick photography of fleeing animals. Cudnall Grove Country Park. Yes, this makes up the eastern end of Mersea Island. Big old sort of loop around the outside. And there's various footpath signs and such like, and a big gate, which presumably means this gets shut at some sort of time. 6 p.m. I'd imagine. Approach the gate slowly and wait for... Oh, okay. So it'll let you out, but it won't let anyone in, presumably, after a certain time. Yeah, because, again, trouble with nitrous oxide popping Barry boys. Is Barry boys the term? Don't know. Hot hatch crusaders. You know what I mean. Why Barry boys? I've heard that before. Is that something to do with South Wales? Don't know. But yeah, boy racers, that's the generally accepted term. Come out late at night in souped up hatchbacks and just rev around the place. See? And there's me, you know, with my casual violation of the 1827 Vagrancy Act every now and then, but I'm not the real menace. No, and I think the police last night seemed to agree. They were on a patrol looking for those, not me, or people like me. Yeah. Good. All right, well, this is a nice little place. I'll give you some more in a minute. Let's go find the sea again first. There you go, look. We can compare my previous footage with that photo there. Pretty damn sure it wasn't had a criminal offence to intentionally injure or kill one. Well, I wasn't intentionally setting out to crush it with my boot heel, but I didn't. No, we both escaped the encounter, each to go our separate ways. Anyway, there we go. And yeah, just a quick trigger moment for you snakeophobes out there. Ophidiophilia? No, that's loving snakes. Oh, I don't know. Heptophobia? Herp something is snakes. Oh, whatever. Suffice to say, I should be watching my footing and not stopping just in here. Go over there. It occurs to me that if there is a cafe or toilet or something, this might be the last one until Langrenho, which is a village I'll be hitting tomorrow mid-morning probably. Yeah, that gate's closed 8:30. But to be honest, I think I'm all tanked up. I've got everything I need at the moment, so I probably don't need to partake of any other snacks or whatever. A nice cup of coffee propelled me forward. Right, and so this is the business end, but where's the actual? Well, it might have been a cafe. I don't know. I don't need another cafe. Good sake, man! Supposed to be enduring hardship. Oh, look, that coffee cup. Actually, I do need to go that way because I need to get to this end here to restart my peregrination around the end. Access to foot ferry at low tide. There's lots going on here, but as is my wont, I'm probably just going to stump on through. Oh, they do park runs here, do they? God, I used to do those. It wasn't bad. I got 28 minutes at one point, and then I just stopped because I just started doing it on my own instead. Because who needs an audience and a crowd? People who are very competitive. That's who, and I'm not. Oh, there we go. Lots of press pause for more information if it's remotely in focus. I need to basically get to here and then all the way around and back off and out. But we'll see a Tudor blockhouse apparently, which I shall gratuitously miscategorise archaeologically. Alright, well, I wander past the cafe. I mean, there might be a nice chance to get a last lemonade if they're open, but it does look a bit bleak and quiet over there, so we'll see. I need to go that way anyway, apparently, so it's good. Yeah, can't even see that river from this side, but that is pretty high tide, so. And a crumbly cliff edge here as well, so watch out for that. Yeah, that's right, the back where we need to be. I'm carrying on through here, and let's see where it ends up. I think it's, from the look of the map on the entrance to the park, I think it's pretty clear sailing all the way around. And out the other side, I have seen a bylaw sign that specifically it's prohibiting camping here though, so just fine, I wasn't going to camp here anyway. Country parks tend to be bad choices for wild camping. Too many people, too seen, too observed, and specifically prohibited as well. I mean, you know, the law is a grey area in other regards, but if someone's written a sign and put a symbol, then I tend to respect that. Otherwise, I assume it's fine. How does this go? Oh, bramble, bramble. Big ass wood pile. Oh, I see. Oh, I should have gone the other way then. Fine. Oops, don't mind me. It's not the worst obstacle I've passed today. Alright. Okay. Oh, a QR code. Saw one on a bench of the dead earlier. And I thought to myself, that's what future archaeologists, alien archaeologists, are going to find. These weird glyphs. Will they even understand that they contain information? Or will they assume they have religious symbolic significance? Right, let's head on out. Enjoy the park, watch out for adders, get to the seawall on the other end. Oh, here we are. The eastern end of Mersea Island. New vistas. I always love a new vista. Makes me feel like I'm achieving something, you know. So you can just about see Bradwell in the background. Still, although possibly for the last time. I don't know, I imagine you can see it from Clacton, but yeah, so come around the end of here. Now that's, don't know, one of these is Brightlingsea. Point Clear is another one. We'll see all of that in a couple of days' time. And there is a ferry running, according to the timetable on the signboard back there. Even today, you know, 28th of April, it's still running. There's, I think, one every quarter past the hour, up to about 4:15 in the afternoon. It's 2:28 now. 14:28. 16:15 the last one. There's one at 15:30. So, and I wondered, if I took the next one, which is at 3:15, there's every possibility I could be at Clacton Pier and on the train before in time to get home today. Which would be cheating. I mean, I'd have to probably drive down here and do a lot of second unit work with the phone camera just to trick you all into thinking I did the whole thing. But then you've got to get like the facial hair growth right and everything. The continuity's a nightmare. So I might just stick to the plan anyway and carry on. But yeah. So near and yet so far. I don't know what river this one is. It was on my map. Let's get my map out. Why not? Yeah, hold on. Rummage around in the bag and let's do a bench of the dead while I rummage. So, in loving memory of Betty, Pam and Barbara, the Farthing Sisters. They sound like a 1940s swing band. Let's see what we got on this one. George and Elsie Farthing, 1920 to 2008. Lifelong Islanders. They both died in the same year. That's quite tragic. Were they both born in the same year? Okay. Right. Yes. What was I doing? Map. Got bitten by a tick earlier when I was sat in the bloody cafe having my all-day breakfast. Saw the little bugger sink its fangs in on my arm. Where is it? Don't know if you can see the red puncture wound. Gosh, I'm getting a lot of spots, liver spots, whatever
It's not that red one actually, that was there before. No, it's this tiny one there, that one in the middle. Zoom, whatever. I'm not seeing any vast silent flare up of red puffy skin around it, or the yellow bullseye that indicates Lyme disease. I think I probably got away with it. I mean, as soon as I felt it, I looked down and pincered that bugger off, flicked him a good long way. So I think I probably got him before he started to chow down. Yes, what was I doing? I'm so distracted at the moment. So we're basically almost halfway, really. I've got to go around there a few more miles and then find somewhere to drop the bag. But tomorrow will be day 4 out of 6, and we're going to head all the way up there. I can't see where the river mouth is. Is that all on the far side, or is the river somewhere in the middle of all that? No, because it's all marshes, isn't it? Fingering Hoe, something. Yeah, I think that's all on the far side. So quite a bit of seasidey stuff to do in days to come. That'll be day 5 up there and 6 along there somewhere. Oh, my maps. Come on. Someone will come along in a minute and then you have to sit there in awkward silence and pretend that you're just taking in the view instead of recording some narcissistic, self-indulgent video diary, you know. Right, hang on, here we go. Hands. That's my waterproof foam pocket, which apparently is suitable for windsurfing with a mobile phone, according to the pictures that came with it. As if weather gets really bad. I don't know, weather says 40% chance of showers over the next hour or so. I don't know, we'll see what happens. If it's only light, I'll probably just keep trudging on, stick the anorak on and carry on. Just need to get all the rest of the gubbins out. Anyway, where are we? How are we doing? So Tollsbury, no, we've done all that page, we don't need that one anymore. So I ought to keep it, not just scatter it on the wind. Not doing that one yet, no, that's next one. It's a bit windy. Oh gosh, what must that be like for you looking through that? Motion sickness all the way. Right, here we go. So, here we are, East Mersea. On the end. Stone Point, Point Clear, Brightling Sea. Yeah, that's all across there. That's all those bits. Probably not on the very end yet then. Yeah, so I've got to go around the north of here and question mark circle. And then it's back onto across the Strood. There's that Peldon Rose pub that was closed. We go back past there. Well, no, we don't even need to go up that horrific road again. We're actually going off onto the path around the end and then carrying on round. So this is all tomorrow. It's up to Langenhoe. I may take a little detour to the shop because that'll be the next chance I get to buy any food or get water. And then up to Fingringhoe. A curious name, steeped in ancient tradition, whose meaning is lost to history, probably. So yeah, just around there. I don't know how much of this is all real though. This is all still approved, and basically none of this bit was real. So we'll have to use my initiative a bit. Otherwise, it's just roads. There's a small footbridge to cross somewhere up here, and then it's promenading along, I think, what are probably very good paths from here on out. There's another shop somewhere in Rowhedge, and then I'm going up to Colchester, which is a town, exclamation mark, so probably quite a lot of stuff. But I'm just crossing the bridge at Hythe, which is a little sub-village to the south of the main town. The main city is all up here. We're not really going any further in. And then back down the other side to past Wivenhoe shops again. And then that's the end of that day. And then it's around all this Brightling Sea ins and outs. Quite a 2 separate small estuaries to deal with. No shop in Thorrington, bad Thorrington. Brightling Sea's got shops and cafes and things, and it's all in and out and all in and out of that. And then, I don't know, somewhere around there. That all looked a bit marginal, to be honest. I'll have to wing it when I get there. But St Ossy's shop, there's a pub on the end of there, and then around we go. And basically after that circle question mark, it's going to be a day of just blast on through down to Clacton, which is not very far off the edge of that page, to be honest. And then done. So yeah, practically speaking, this is more or less the halfway mark. Probably when I get off of Mersea proper, it'll be halfway. And then yeah, just up another river. What's that one called? It's got a name. Here we are. Look, River Colne, Colne, which goes up to Colchester. Okay, yeah, I see the connection. Cole, yeah, clever. Pyfleet Channel. Okay. Strood Channel. Yeah, they don't really connect. That is a solid causeway with no sort of water through underneath. Alright, well there we go anyway.
Just sit here for a few minutes while I cool down a little, and then be on my way out of this adder-infested no camping zone. Implies the bloke in the fluorescent jacket there's waiting for a ferry. Not for me though. I'm going to go the long way around. Do it the hard way, or not at all. Right, so yes, that looks more like the Colne up there. And that corner, so that must be, yeah, I don't know. We'll see when we get over there. Oh, this is looking promising. If it stays like this all the way back to the causeway, you know, I'm thinking of just pressing onto the causeway and over anyway and looking something further north. Just to kill the time. Not many places to just sit about and wait out here now. So, yeah, let's see how far we get. Can't keep to a plan. Wow, look at this place. That's where I'm going next. Into the vanishing point. This is the north side of Mersea Island. Low-lying farmland, pasture, seawall. See path on top. I'm really not worried about adders along here either. This is clearly pasture. You're seeing sheep droppings and things. I don't know where they are at the moment. Can't see any in sight, but they might have been moved out of here recently. But yeah, it's all nicely cropped. It's grass. It's not like massive cow slips and, you know, giant yellowed winter grass or anything like that. It gets munched on regularly by livestock, by the looks of it. That generally makes for bad adder conditions, I'd expect. I'm watching my footing a lot more now though. So Langenhoe, or Langenhoe, whichever, I can see a glint in the distance there. That's the Langenhoe solar farm apparently. So more or less directly behind that and a bit further on is the village of Langenhoe, which is basically my next shop stop, which will presumably happen sometime early tomorrow. But I'm going to try and get off Mersea tonight because, you know, time in hand again. Seems doable. I'm settling into a good stomp, good rhythm. I mean, the blister's settling down into that familiar, he's just not listening to me, I'm going to stop making it hurt for a bit. Although it does flare up after I've stopped for a rest, so it desperately tries to heal. But all over there is, oh yeah, hang on, come back in zoom mode. That really breaks my flow. I wish it would be able to swap without stopping recording, but anyway. Red flag flying, that is fingering ho MOD something or other. Firing range, who knows? None of my business, I'm not going over there. But that does mean I get to take an enormous chunk out of that whole bit of coast, which is completely off limits. Even the proposed ECP goes quite substantially inland at that point. So that's something anyway. A bit of fens I don't have to deal with. Something a bit more inland and country lanes and things, who knows? We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, just got an uneventful afternoon. Oh yeah, apparently there's some rain back now, but looks like it's missing me. It's going across to West Mersea, which is the nearest weather station. So I was trying to get a more precise report for East Mersea, but there isn't one really. So I'm not complaining. Looks fairly light. Looks like it would go across quite quickly. I think there's a few bits 1 o'clock in the morning tonight and 3 o'clock in the morning tonight, and again 50% chance of even that. But you know, my tent's easily up to light showers, so wherever I happen to be, I shall probably be woken by it, but not disturbed by it. Oh, anyway, so going to settle in for the afternoon session. It's about 3:30 now, so plenty of time. And I'm just after yesterday's flapping about, I'm just going to keep going until either I physically can't continue, or the sun is about to set, and then I'm just going to look for somewhere and drop. Because to be honest, life's too short to get all anxious about that kind of thing. I've found somewhere every night I've tried this. I've never got to the end of a day and gone, oh, I can't find anywhere. Well, actually, that's tell a lie. I mean, Herne Bay in Kent there, I had to bail and go to a travel lodge, mostly because I fetched up at a campsite that didn't actually know about camping. in conditions that would have destroyed my tent as well. So alright, sometimes I have to do contingency planning, but with the countryside and terrain I'll be passing through and the weather I'm expecting, there shouldn't be any reason I can't find somewhere, so I'm just going to go for it. Keep going until it's, I don't know, 7:30 or something, and then just, yeah, fetch up somewhere away from any kind of road this time, just so that I don't attract the attention of any passing Essex constabulary meat wagons that happen to be patrolling at around 8 o'clock in the evening. It's weird. Still not quite sure that entirely happened, but you know, I've got video evidence at least, so I'll be able to look back on this later and say, yes, it did. Alright, I'm going to have another sit and a swig. I haven't even touched my water yet from recent top-ups, that's good. I've been trying to buy from cafes and drink drinks, you know, like that, where possible. So I've still got a full 3 litres, and it's already most of the way through the day. But yeah, as I say, probably not going to find anything until Langenhoe, which is beyond that solar farm, across the causeway. I think if I can get off Mersea Island today, that would be good going. I was planning on dumping somewhere along here, but I don't think I'm going to need to. I think I'll be able to make it further than that. I've seen one person coming the other way, towards, and passing me earlier, so that implies this does go somewhere. Unless they went there and back. Actually, I can't infer anything from that. What am I talking about? Oh well. I'm confident this will take me back to the causeway. I mean, generally, because you've got an actual sea defence that's not, you know, been destroyed or anything, it means that the path on the top comes with it for free. So, presuming the seawall is intact all the way back up to the causeway, then the path must be as well. Not sure what happened with that beach section. That's weird. Right, pleased with the progress so far anyway. I don't know, it's happened, I'm sure this happened on previous weeks. Sort of by day 3 I start to harden up and start to settle into it. I don't know, it's just the sort of shock of, you know, sedentary office boy Tim being subjected to this kind of thing on day 1 and 2 tends to drive itself home quite hard. But I don't know whether my muscles are waking up and spending the night repairing and strengthening, I don't know. Maybe it's just psychological. Okay, what have we got there? Is that someone coming this way? Ah, I'm still in zoom mode. No, it's just distant trees. Okay, looks like we're all clear. My path. Good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I'd really want to camp somewhere along here anyway. I mean, certainly free from adders and such like, but it is clearly a pastured field. I mean, there may not be livestock in it right now, but who knows what happens in early tomorrow morning. I tend not to go in fields where I've seen actual sheep droppings, you know. So you're just asking for trouble in the morning. Oh, right then, good. Well, it's a good path though, good going. I mean, I'm not worried about adders, and it's smooth, level, not too long, but slightly cushioned, you know, which is nice. Nice on the feet. Yeah, I can get some good mileage done along here, and I intend to. Yeah, well, I mean, I was kind of aiming for somewhere like this, but as predicted, I'm here 3 hours early, which can only invite trouble. So I'm going to keep going. You can see the causeway over there. Car's zooming across it. Should be across that within the hour, and then push on. See where we get to. I think once I get across the causeway, we'll have a sit down and a proper meal break, which is probably going to consist of a pack of dry roasted peanuts and a bag of swizzle stick squash'em things, because I've developed quite a taste for those, and some water, and then yeah, have a look at the clock, have a look at the sun, get up and keep pushing on, see where we end up. I mean, apart from the blisters, I'm hale and hearty, but I suppose the blisters, I don't know, I've walked through these before, don't have any lasting damage, it's not slowing me down a lot. Just goes with the turf, I guess. Hardens up eventually, probably by the time I get home, to be honest, but my feet have obviously gotten soft over the months and weeks of just little day trips. Maximum 12 miles and then driving to and fro. I haven't done any seriously long hiking since, yeah, I don't know, there's 1 or 2 20 milers on the day trips, even so I think my feet have gotten soft. Right, let's carry on. Yeah, cryptid update. The beast of Mersea footprint seen. Fingers, thumb, palm there. I've no idea. A little bit of spitty rain. Thought I'd missed all that, but nothing significant so far. Just about at the end of the loop path, there's a little bit of road that takes me to the causeway, and then the causeway itself. So I might have a sit down, because I had a bit of a stumble back there when I was in the zone, and felt like I jolted my neck and back a little, but I don't think I've done anything permanent. But probably time to take the bag off for a bit and have my sweeties and nuts and things. Just sit in a hedge next to a busy road with a anorak on, looking weird, and then be ready for the evening session, which is across there and away. See how far I get. It's 17, which is the 5 in the afternoon, isn't it? Yes. So I've got 3 hours before sunset. Even with a good half-hour sit down, that's still 2.5 hours, which is potentially 5 miles. You know, we'll see. Perhaps I won't push quite that hard, but we'll see how far we get. This rain's annoying. But probably won't last very long. Right, nearly up the road. Just got to sit down in that gateway up there and chill out to the sounds of roaring traffic going past. And yeah, have a proper break, at least half hour, hopefully, before I get restless and move on again. So had a sit, nice lunch and stuff, and think about things. I've got that causeway had a footpath, that's all I'm saying. There's a pavement. Hopefully that's the last bit of road I'm going to have to do today, because it is getting a bit darker. Right, so I go over here, public footpath that way, through Tom and Ted's enclosed dog walking field. Something of a personal nightmare. Seems to be closed though, doesn't seem to be anybody here at the moment, which is good. However, probably don't want to camp in here. So I'm going to push on through to the Peldon 12 track path thing. So there's a big old loop around the outside seawall and rejoins the road quite further out. But I'm hoping somewhere along there I might find something, or if time is well on my side, I'll push on further. Don't know. See when we see, really. At present, it's still 2 hours till sunset, so potentially get 4 miles done in that time. So, well, even though I've got 2 hours to go, I'm starting to feel it a bit. So I thought I might try here. This is a public footpath along the top. Don't know if this is a farm track or whatever. It's got furrows in, but I don't know how frequently any quad bike comes driving through here. I don't know. No livestock. I mean, a little way up ahead is a gate and a stile, and then a whole bit of this that's just absolutely mauled by sheep and cows. So I don't want to be in there. Yeah, this hasn't been grazed in quite a while. Just back there was a stile that was broken and actually quite hard to climb over, even though I had to double check this was still a public footpath. So it says very low volume to me, so I might try here. Yeah, I might just sit around a bit and see how long it takes for a bloke on a quad bike to come by and tell me to bugger off. But you never know, I might get away with it. Quite far from a road though. I mean, you can hear it whispering in the distance, but there's no sort of, you know, drive-bys going to happen here. And I like the ground as well. That hard-packed nasty mud with stones in last night. Not seeing too many bugs around the place either. Probably adder-free. Giving it a stomp about. As for the ticks, well, they get everywhere. But that's why I've got the gauzy stuff on the doors. So yeah. I don't know whether I might sit around for a little bit, let it get a little darker, and then just start putting up. Got sight lines over there, but it's like a tiny side window pointing out of the house. Who knows? We'll see. But I mean, I can basically use the public footpath defence here. It's fundamentally, or certainly along the top, it is. So yeah, and as long as I stick the tent somewhere off the side here, that's not in the way of the racing line through there, even if a bloke on a quad bike does come by,
he can just drive on by without me being in the way of anything. I don't know. Again, after last night, I'm feeling a bit more blasé about it all. But this looks like the best I'm going to get for quite a way. I mean, if I go much further, I'm going to have to rejoin the main road and start walking along it at sort of 7 o'clock in the evening with no lights and things. Well, I've got lights in the bag, I could dig them out, but I don't know, I think I'm probably finished for today. I've done about 2.5 miles more than I planned for today. Well, I'm 2.5 miles further on, but I think that's probably just carrying over the bonus mileage I got from yesterday. So, but I really don't want to hit Langenhoe before tomorrow, because that's my big shop stop for the day. Well, that and Colchester, I suppose. That's my morning shop stop for breakfast and everything anyway. And Langenhoe's only about 3 or 4 miles away now. So I mean, if I just kept trudging till sunset, I'd actually be in Langenhoe. So I really do need to stop this side of it. Otherwise I'm going to mess up everything. There'd be nowhere to camp in Langenhoe. And then I'd have to keep going into the dark beyond. So no, this seems reasonable. It gives me a bit more of a kick for tomorrow. Takes a bit of the edge off tomorrow, but it's increasingly looking like I'm probably not going to compress the days. Looks like I'm going for the 6-day strategy, which is fine, because I need to get back into this thing after so long of not doing it that well. So I'm just going to sit here for an hour and see how many people come past. Probably not very many, given how ankle deep the grass is on the finger quotes footpath. It's one of these nominal footpaths that no one really uses much. And this is much more lower. I mean, perhaps people use this to walk along. I saw some dog shit along there just a minute ago. But there might have been a sheep or a rabbit or something. So, I don't know. I'm feeling lucky. But, you know, I'm sure I'll update you soon enough. But for now, I'm just going to sit around and maybe charge the phone a bit. Enjoy the evening air. It's a bit sheltered from the wind as well. The wind's coming from that way, and I've got a massive bank in the way, so that's good. Yeah, sit around until I find out what's wrong with this place. But on the face of it, also new strategy: extra half an hour earlier on the alarm clock, 6 o'clock, because it takes me an hour to pack up, get dressed, pack up, and get everything ready to move on. So I'd be looking at 7, wake up at 6, and because yesterday morning I woke up at 6ish, or 5 anyway, because it was light. I just wanted to lie there for a bit. Yeah, if I get gone half an hour earlier, that reduces the chance of anyone stumbling across me. It's the early mornings generally I get spotted, but generally people don't care or say anything. Oh, right then, yeah, this is looking good actually. It's a sort of wide sweeping outside of a curved section. I mean, assuming anyone is going to be driving along here at night, they'll come through here and they'll miss this entire large wide lay-by type stretch. So I think this is perfect really. And yeah, whatever, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll update you a bit later. Well, as you can hear, it started raining, so I made an executive decision. I'm here for the night, I think. Hopefully this is gone in the morning. Anyway, so I'll say goodnight now. It's getting dark. See you later.